You'll begin round 2 with a new color of yarn. So you should have round 1 and whatever color you wish for round 2. I'm going to make a slip knot, so remember the bitter end is the cut end and the working end is the end that leads to the ball of yarn. Take the working end and fold it over the top of the bitter end to make a loop. Then take the working end and push underneath and through that loop. Then hold on to that loop you push through and pull the rest to tighten it. And you now have a slip stitch. You can pull either end. Now take the hook, place it through, and pull the working end to tighten this knot. Then just make sure you have a little bit of space there. So you might need to pull the working end or the bitter end to adjust this so that your hook can fit back through the loop and easily slip through. So don't pull it completely tight, leave it a little bit loose. By the way, when you crochet, you might end up with an extra little loop that doesn't belong. Notice how it doesn't move very well. It doesn't belong with this loop. This extra loop almost always should go over the top and off of your hook. So if you can pull it through and get that to go over, you might be able to fix that without having to start your crochet over. However, if it doesn't do right, just take your hook out, pull out the part that messed up, and try again. Now that I have my slip knot on my hook, I want to join the new color in any chain 1 space. So I like to go to the opposite side of where this tail is. Come over here and find a chain 1 space. Notice these two are these two double crochets are right next to each other, but these have a chain 1 in between, creating a larger space. So that is where I will put my hook through this chain 1 space. Then I'll take that working end of the yarn, make sure it's over behind everything. Go. I will take the working end, yarn over from behind, kind of diagonally, not truly from behind, and pull a loop through this chain 1 space. Then I will pull that loop through the first loop, or I'll lift that first loop and put it over the top of that hook and drop it to the back. So I have now attached this using a slip stitch. The next thing I want to do is chain 3, and this will count as a double crochet. Yarn over from behind, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I want to crochet all in this same chain 1 space. I want to do 1 double crochet, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets. So first, I will do a double crochet. I want to yarn over from behind, place the hook through the work, through that large hole, and now I want to take care of this tail. This tail of work here, I want to make it run right along the side, the edges of this big circle, because I want it to get caught up inside of my double crochets. That way I won't have to work this yarn into my work later. It's already done for me, and I can just cut off the end. So with this end getting caught up, I'll take the working end of the yarn. Okay, now I'm ready to pull up a loop to make my double crochet. So I've kind of yarned over diagonally, pull a loop through the work. I now have 3 loops on my work, and this tail is getting ready to get caught in the middle. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops of yarn. You now have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both of those loops. So the double crochet went over the top of this tail of yarn that I have, and it's starting to get worked into the pattern. Now I have the equivalent of 2 double crochets. Yes, it's a chain 3 and a double crochet. Now I want to chain 1, Then I want to do 2 more double crochets in the same chain 1 space. So you might need to move your work over to the side, yarn over from behind, bring your hook forward and through the hole, yarn over, it's already kind of diagonal, pull up that loop. You now have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then do 1 more double crochet. Yarn over, hook through the work, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we are going to repeat this shell pattern in each of the chain 1 spaces all the way around. So we will have 8 shells in these chain 1 spaces. So we want to repeat 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Do not do a chain 1 in between. The 2 double crochets from the different spaces will actually be right beside each other. So make a double crochet in the next chain 1 space, then make another double crochet, chain 1, then 2 more double crochets, making sure you're getting that little tail worked in with those double crochets so you don't have to work that tail in later. Continue all the way around until you have 8 of these shells. When I get halfway around the ring, I'm going to run into this other tail of yarn that I need to work in as well. And I don't want a ton of yarn all worked together under here to make a big blob of yarn. So at this point, I'll just drop this first tail of yarn onto the back of my work and just let it go and not use it anymore. When I get up to this tail, notice I have 2 double crochets and this is the chain 1 space right here, not here. And in fact, when we put a shell here and a shell here, it will push these 2 double crochets together and make it look right. I crocheted 1 more shell and now I am up to the part where that tail is. Remember, this part is not a chain 1 space. It's just where you put everything together. So put these 2 together, go to the true chain 1 space past 2 double crochets. Make sure you put this yarn, this tail where it will get worked in, and then just work your double crochet right over the top so that this tail gets caught in your work and it will easily get tucked right in and won't be noticeable. When you've finally created all 8 shells and you've gotten back to the beginning, you'll need to join with a slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 3. So find your beginning chain 3. Actually, it's sometimes hard to tell where the top of that is, so sometimes it's better to find the top of your first true double crochet, then go back 1 loop, and that's where you will add your yarn, or put your hook. Remember, put your hook underneath that first loop of yarn. Then put your hook under the second loop of yarn. You should have 2 loops on the front and 1 loop over the back. Now yarn over, pull through both of those loops, and then also pull through the first loop that was on your hook. And you have made a circle. Now, to make the flower, you'll actually continue on to round 3 using the same color that you were already using. So, if you were using a new color, you would join the new color in any chain 1 space. Instead, we are over a little bit from the chain 1 space. Here's the chain 1 space. We're over here. So what we want to do is slip stitch our way over. You will want to go to that first true double crochet, the second double crochet, and put your hook through the two loops that make the braid or the V on top. So put it through this front loop here, then through this back loop here. So we have two loops over it, plus the original loop. Yarn over, pull through both of those loops in the work. It might be kind of tight. And then pull through that original loop that was already on the ring. And we have just slip stitched into the top of that double crochet. Now we need to slip stitch into the chain one space. So put your hook through, pull up a loop, and pull it through that first loop that was already there. So we have slip stitched over to the first chain one space. Now we are going to chain three. So chain one, chain two, chain three. Then the instructions say to make 4 double crochets in this same chain one space for a total of basically 5 double crochets, just a chain 3 and 4 true double crochets. So you'll have to cram them in pretty good to get them all in this one space. So yarn over, make your double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we now have the chain 3 and 4 double crochets. You will want to do this in every chain 1 space all the way around. Now remember, this is not a chain 1 space at the top of that point of the star or flower. It's here in the middle of this shell. So just reach on over, and now you'll do 5 double crochets in that chain 1 space, and you'll keep on going until you have 5 double crochets in every one of those chain 1 spaces all the way around. I now have 8 clusters of double crochets, and I'm ready to join this with a slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 3. So I actually find my first true double crochet, find the loops on the top, and back up 1. You might have to kind of straighten this out a little bit. And so now I need to put the hook through the first loop, come over the top of all this mess, and then into the second loop. Now I'm ready to slip stitch, yarn over, pull the loop through both of those loops on the work, then pull it through the loop that's already on your hook. Now you're ready to finish off your yarn. Just chain 1, but pull your loop of yarn out fairly far. Cut the yarn at the end of that long loop, then pull the working end out and tighten the part you just cut to make a knot.